Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to speak about conscious parenting with Namrata Dhruve, who also handles her page Rise While You Raise here on Instagram. So let's get started. I'll just add her. Just a minute. Hi, Namrata. If you can see me, can you please request to be added? Hi, everyone. Thank you for making time on a Saturday morning to learn about parenting. Okay, Namrata is here.
Hey, hi,
Hi,
can you see?
Namrata. Yes, I can see
Hi,
you and hear you clearly.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Namrata?
I'm doing great, dear. I'm doing great. So, how's your
Thank you.
weekend going on?
It just started.
That's great.
We
That's
had a long
great.
week, but yeah, the weekend is here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Namrata, firstly, let me tell you, thank you so much for being here, for your valuable time, because I know that you're a full-time working professional and you also host so many workshops for parents, along with managing your own home. So thank you so
Yes,
much. Hats
thank you
off to
so much.
you.
No, no, dear. It's just an inspiration from every mom on the, Instagram. So, and thank you for approaching. Thank you for showing that trust in me.
Thank you. So I'll start with introducing you. Yes.
Yes, please.
Um, so Namrata here is chartered accountant by profession, but she's also a parenting and a life coach by passion. And she's also a certified NLP practitioner, certified by NLP. And really, I'm really excited to have you to learn something from an expert. It's
No,
really a pleasure. Yeah. So
it's
Namrata, I
actually not
believe
an
that
expert, I would say, but it is all my experiences which I have, gathered together over a period of 7 years. Maybe I can say that.
true, true.
Yeah.
Parenting is a skill, just like everything else, like we learn. And I'm glad that there's so much research, and there are people like you who can help us to do it more skillfully. Yes, and so Namrata, tell us, you speak so much about conscious parenting. What really is conscious parenting?
Until before I go into conscious parenting, I would like to speak about why most of the parents are in unconscious mode and why they are not even aware about it. Because there is
Correct.
no point I refer you to the what is conscious parenting and all unless I know what is the reason of being unconscious. So
Hmm.
I had read a very beautiful post somewhere and then I could relate it to it. So that post was saying that whenever we have some electric issue at home, we call electrician, or when we are not well, we go to the doctor, we call plumber at home. So all these things we don't do it by ourselves, right? We seek the help of some expert. We read books sometimes, if we are not able to go into even in academics, suppose we are falling short somewhere, we look for some coach, we look for some educator or some teacher or some books
True,
also.
true.
But then, if you look at our Indian culture, we have been taking parenting as a very natural process. We
Hmm.
have been considering that as soon as I become parent, parenting is going to come to me very naturally,
Hmm.
because we have been associating parenting with our ego. Why with our ego? Because we think that it is nothing to be learned. I am aware about it. It is just that physically I need to carry a child within me. That's it,
Correct.
and automatically I become parent. And as soon as I become parent, I know everything about parenting.
Hmm.
That is the notion we all carry, and that's why we do not seek advice. We do not read any books. Most of the parents, I'm saying, you can
Correct.
maybe say 99% of the parents,
Hmm.
It is only when you come to Instagram then you realize, oh my god, there is so much
Yeah.
fuss about parenting here. But then if you look around the normal life which is going on apart from Instagram, people are not aware at all. And
Correct.
why they are not aware? Because they have been thinking that parenting is a natural process, I need not seek anyone's help when it comes to parenting. And that
Mm.
is how we carry on our unconsciousness with us. Now, when
Mm.
I say that I don't look out for help, it means I carry on the process of parenting through my natural instinct, through my past experiences, through what I have been through during my childhood, how my
Correct.
parents, my society, my teachers treated me. So that is how my entire notion of parenting is actually been, conceived in my mind.
Yes.
Now, if I go naturally about parenting, it means I'm operating from generational patterns.
Mm.
And that is how I'm continuously into the unconscious mode, because I think I know about it. Okay. I did
Correct.
not learn about it. So if you want to become, or anyone of the person want to become a conscious parent, the first thing is that let's accept that I am operating from unconsciousness.
Mm.
I
That
am
is so true.
operating from my natural pattern. I'm operating from my generational patterns, from
Mm.
my past experience, from my conditioning. And only when I accept that, yes, I am unconscious, then only the shift can happen. So it is really
Mm.
important to understand, to accept this fact that, okay, till now, I have been operating through my natural instinct.
Mm.
I am not trained enough to actually handle a full life which is there in front of me,
Yes.
right? So I
So we
need
always
to
say that,
then,
yeah. Like my
yes,
parents,
so I need,
were like this. So this is how it is in our house, because my mom did
exactly,
it like that. That's
exactly.
why I'm going to do it like that. Or, the same
Absolutely,
thing.
absolutely.
Mm.
So that is where we can break this chain of, repeating the generational patterns and then going into the consciousness. Now,
Correct.
when I say that you ask me the question, what it actually means to be a conscious parent,
Yes.
actually, this is the conscious parenting. Conscious parenting is to break the generational patterns.
Okay.
Conscious parenting is to break the conditioning, is to break the judgmental patterns,
Mm-hmm.
and then accept my child's feelings, his emotions, the way child wanted to be. What is the need of the child and not what is my need, not what is from where I'm operating out of.
Mm-hmm.
It comes then, okay, मेरी reaction इस situation में क्या होनी चाहिए, so that the child in front of me is feeling comfortable, is feeling full within.
Mm.
Because until when we actually operate from the natural parenting or from natural conditioning, what I'm reacting to the situation or I'm reacting to the particular behavior or feeling or emotion of my child is completely driven by your conditioning, by your
Correct.
past experiences. And now if I want to, and our reaction to the particular situation or anything can actually break or make the child's spirit. I mean, like in that
Correct.
situation, how I react to my child, he'll carry that thing to the rest of his life. I mean, like there is no way how you can reverse it at
True.
all. He
It's
is going to
irreversible.
carry to the next of his complete life.
Yes, yes.
No matter
Carrying that
whether he
baggage.
is 4 years, 2 years, 3 years, it really doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
that is why, this conscious parenting plays a role, because it is my reaction to the particular situation, feeling of the child, how I am acknowledging the feeling of my child. That plays
Mm.
a very vital role when I say that I want to be a conscious parent. So it is
Correct.
really
And
important to
yeah.
understand. Yes, please, yes.
Yeah, if you just get it right, I'm just saying, like, how beautiful is it if you get it right in the early years, and then you develop that beautiful bond with your child. You can connect with your child in such a beautiful way,
Absolutely.
and then it's
Yes,
just
today
a
morning
different
the
story
post which
altogether.
I, yes. So today
Yes,
morning's post if you'll read, it is all about connection. And
I get that.
connection
Yes,
can happen only when you connect with the child to the core of his heart, with the feelings, with the emotions which he's expecting, which he's going through. Else, I
correct.
don't think so. There is any other way how connection can happen. No toys, nothing. It is only your valuable time. It is only your acknowledging to the, understanding the beingness of that child who is there in front of me. That is how that connection can happen. And that is what I
Yeah.
was telling. Conscious parenting is moment to moment. It is an opportunity to connect to the child. So when I'm
True.
conscious enough, I'm basically, aware as to how should be my behavior when I'm with the child.
Yes.
It is not
Yeah.
about, child's behavior. In fact, it is, you can say that in conscious parenting, I always, whenever parent comes to me that my child is having this problem or that problem, I always say,
Mm.
I don't speak to the child, I speak to the parent. Because it is, whenever there is some issue with the behavior of the child, conscious parenting says that first a parent needs to look within. What I
Mm.
need to change from my side so that the behavior of the child automatically gets changed. So it is
Mm.
no more a job of, fixer. It is a job of internal mixer, I can say. That what is going,
Internal.
yeah, absolutely.
Well
क्योंकि
said.
मेरे अंदर क्या चल रहा है, what is going inside me, I need to mix those feelings, understand those feelings, and then react to the child. So it
Mm.
actually needs that conscious effort till the time it becomes effortless.
I
Because
think
when I
sometimes
say
that
effort,
consciousness hits you later. Yeah, because after yelling
yeah,
and you're like, it was not even such a big deal. Why did I yell so much? Why did I lose it?
exactly,
Yeah.
absolutely right. So that level of consciousness has to be so high that वो fraction of second when I'm about to yell, I'm taking that conscious pause and then trying to
Mm.
understand what is happening, what is the need of my child right now. So that's why I say it is moment by moment. It is not like I can say, okay, today I'm a conscious parent, tomorrow I'm not going to be. Today I am, for
Mm.
1 minute I'm there, for 1 minute I'm not there. It is moment to moment. And when you
Correct.
actually, look within, so that you understand that what I'm bringing up, a child, is actually my byproduct. It
Mm.
is the reaction, मेरा reaction है, ये जो भी हो रहा है मेरे वजह से हो रहा है. Completely
Correct.
the child is going to catch it, right? So that is how I define conscious parenting.
That's beautiful. Namrata, for
Thank
parents
you.
who want to adapt this parenting style, can you tell us something very like a real life example that we could, you know, start becoming conscious parents?
Right. So, Angel, what is more important when I speak about conscious parenting is you look for your own triggers.
Mm.
Each one of us, whether me or you, we react only when we are triggered. So what are my triggering points? Like when my child doesn't eat immediately is my triggering point, or when I say 3 times and then the fourth time when I need to tell my child again, that is my triggering point, right? Or
Mm.
when my child doesn't keep toys at its place, that is my triggering point. So what are your triggering points? Write down all those triggering points and then understand, or when I am getting triggered, whether it is my internal feeling which is getting me triggered or it is the behavior of the child that is getting triggered, what exactly it is. When you
Mm.
go deeper and deeper into this process, you will realize that it is actually the unmet demand inside you. What you always feel is my child should be like this. This
Mm.
should be character which comes into the picture is the basic trigger which we all parents carry in our mind.
Mm.
So when that point comes into my mind as to my child should eat faster, why he should? There is no point. Is there any race which is going on? Is there
Mm.
any certificate which is going to be given? No. Then what it is basically you want as a parent from your child?
Mm.
Whether you are getting stuck into the should part or whether you are actually looking into the need of the child.
Correct.
So I always tell parents that you write down your trigger points and then go into the deeper part.
Okay.
You look as to, am I understanding that my child is a separate individual person apart from me?
Mm.
See, the basic mistake which we parents do is to treat our child a part of me we take our child very much for granted.
Mm.
I mean, like, ठीक है ना, मेरा ही तो बच्चा है, ऐसा ही होगा.
Yeah.
And in that particular notion, then we never think that my child is a separate individual having feelings, emotions, temperament, everything different from me.
Mm.
We never assume that, we never understand that. We assume जैसा मुझे फील हो रहा है वैसे ही मेरे चाइल्ड को फील हो रहा है, जैसा मेरा टेम्परामेंट है वैसा ही उसका भी रहेगा.
Mm. Mm.
So it is really important that we understand that my child is a really separate, individual from me.
Yeah.
And then when I look at that child, I start treating him with respect. I start treating him, understanding that okay, that is his need. So the
Mm.
first thing which every parent must do is, I think, to write down the triggers and then look into the triggers from where they are coming from.
Mm. Okay, that's a very
That
beautiful
is how,
start. I like to start
yeah,
that.
yes.
Yeah. But
That
what
is the
about
beautiful
when,
step.
yeah, there will be times where it'll be very difficult, right? I mean,
Yes,
there will be a child who is uh, a little difficult, and sometimes you
yes,
need to.
absolutely.
So, how is the discipline? Like, where does that
See,
come
the
into? Conscious parenting.
conscious parenting doesn't ask you not to be, strict with your child. It
Mm.
speaks about the defined boundaries. It says that you need to set up the boundaries,
Correct.
healthy boundaries with the child with the consequences.
Mm.
So when I actually have that connect with my child because of conscious parenting, I automatically can, deliver my point of having boundaries. I can
Correct.
deliver my point of having consequences also. Now,
Okay.
if it is quite difficult or challenging for some parent to, ask the child to just switch off the mobile after 1 hour of screen time, and
Mm-hmm.
the child is not going to give, then have I actually decided the boundary for my child? Was it
Correct.
always 1 hour, or was it always half an hour, or was it always on fixed days? If
Mm-hmm.
there are no going to be boundaries, then it is going to get difficult.
Correct.
So it is with boundaries, with consequences. So have I communicated to my child, okay, see, every
Communication.
day we are going to do only half an hour screen time, you decide the time. Now when I say you decide the time, I have given authority to my child to take his own decision.
Mm-hmm.
So automatically child connects with you, child gets a power, right? So once
Yes.
he gets a power, he decides, okay, mama has asked me what is the time, then I'll decide what is the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, mama,
Mm-hmm.
after lunch I'll watch TV. Okay, that's great, but beta, half an hour, you remember? But if you do not switch off the TV after half an hour, what is going to be consequence? Oh mama, half an hour is very less time, 45 minutes. Okay, then we freeze at 45. But then after that, if you do not switch it off, your, tomorrow's TV time will get cancelled. Do you
Mm-hmm.
agree? Yes, mama, I agree. Then if it is even 50 minutes, you just gently say, beta, 45 minutes ho chuke hain. Now I think tomorrow's TV time is going to get cancelled. You decide whether you want to switch it off now or you want to cancel tomorrow's time. So again, you are giving that power to the child. So these things are very important. How's your communication with the child? How you have worked on that connection part?
True. True.
Because if I have worked on that connection part, child will definitely agree to boundaries. Child will definitely agree to the consequences. It is with the child. And the very base of conscious parenting is that, am I understanding what my child is trying to communicate to me? When
Mm.
you say that every parent goes through a difficult time, it can be when a child is throwing tantrums, right? So the
Yes.
child is crying to the top of his voice in the middle of the maybe mall or something like that. Then how do you
Mm-hmm.
basically handle it? कॉन्शियस पैरेंटिंग तब दिमाग में ही नहीं आता है, ये क्या हो रहा है, बीच में बैठ के बच्चा रो रहा है, क्या करूं,
Correct.
मैं नहीं समझ सकता है. So how calm I can keep myself at that point in time and understand the need of my child. If I resist, it is going to increase. There is
Mm.
no point in resisting at all.
True.
Then what I need to do? At the same time, I need to display to my child to the fact that you throwing tantrum is not going to, move
Get
me
you the
from
point.
my decision. Yeah,
Correct.
it is not going to move me, but at the same time to be gentle enough to handle the feelings. So it is a, as you said, it is an art how I
Mm.
handle my child's feelings, at that moment in time. So that difficult time comes only when I do not accept the feelings of the child and I try to resist. My
Mm.
resistance comes with the excessive behavior from the child. Then
Correct.
only difficult moment will come. Otherwise, I really don't believe into the fact that automatically some difficult moment will crop up. It is
Mm.
only when you lack into connection, it is only when there is no communication, or there is, resistance from your side to the child's feelings, his
Correct.
emotions, his opinion. Even
So, ba-
opinion matters.
so
If you
basically,
look into the
communication is key.
teenagers, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Communication is the skill how you're putting forward your particular, thought process, and
Correct.
how the child is perceiving that thought process. It
Mm.
it plays a very vital role.
Correct. Correct. I've seen there are parents who can just I mean, it's just their eyes that could tell the child, like don't, or they just know
Yeah.
that the child just knows their parent. I mean, they it wouldn't even sometimes, and without any, very strict discipline
Sentence or yeah.
set, like, yeah.
It automatically happens, right?
Yeah, true.
True,
Namita, what
true.
are the, as being in this line, what are the very popular myths around parenting that you come across?
Okay, the first parenting myth which I would speak about, which revolves around this entire challenge of parenting, is to take your child as if whether my child shouldn't be like me. मतलब मेरा बच्चा मेरे जैसा ही है ये
Hmm.
assume करना. So the
Hmm.
moment your child is born, right from the temperature of your room till the type of cream which you want to use for your child, every time the thought process is हाँ मुझे गर्मी नहीं सहन होती मेरे बच्चे को भी नहीं होगी. Okay, I need temperature of AC at this degrees, so my
Yeah.
child will also need the same way. Okay, I don't feel that cold, I think my child will also not feel that cold.
Hmm.
Even when we start weaning a child from breastfeed to the normal feed, we prepare food as per what are my
Mindful.
likes and
Correct.
dislikes.
Hmm.
Yes.
Hmm.
So it is first of all assuming कि मेरा बच्चा मेरे जैसा ही होना है, मेरे जैसा ही होना चाहिए. Then when it does not happen, when your child actually deviates from it, then the actual struggle starts. But
Correct.
if I start from the birth, if I consider my child, okay, my child need not be like me, whether it is feelings, emotions, opinion, temperament, skill set, or whatever it is, whatever, his individuality can be completely different from my individuality, the struggle stops. But the main myth around parenting is मेरा बच्चा मेरे जैसा ही होगा, मेरे जैसा ही होना चाहिए. So
Very.
that is the very base of parenting. Now ठीक है, many parents say okay I accept नहीं होना चाहिए मेरे जैसा. Then the second myth which we move to is मेरे जैसा नहीं होना चाहिए तो ऐसा तो होना चाहिए कम से कम,
Hmm.
right? ठीक है भाई तू मत
Expectations. Yeah.
डॉक्टर इंजीनियर बन, बट एटलीस्ट डांसर तू थोड़ा या अच्छे क्वालिटी का तो बन, एटलीस्ट बॉलीवुड में तो जाके यू जस्ट बिकम अ कोरियोग्राफर, राइट? और
Yeah.
एटलीस्ट यू बिकम अ गुड कोच एट गुड लेवल, और एटलीस्ट चलो ये कॉलेज तो नहीं बट एटलीस्ट ये कॉलेज तो मिल जाना चाहिए. एंड देन वी गेट stuck into the definition of what is good and what is bad for my child.
Correct.
सो गेटिंग 90% ठीक है भाई, तुमसे नहीं होता 90%, बट एटलीस्ट 75 तो लेके आ जाओ
Hmm.
बच्चा. एटलीस्ट इट्स गुड टू हैव 75, एटलीस्ट ये कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिलेगा, ये स्कूल में मिलेगा. अच्छा बेटा ये पियानो क्लास नहीं, कम से कम ये तो कर लो. सो व्हेन आई
Hmm.
से ठीक है मेरे जैसा मुझे जैसा चाहिए वैसा नहीं, बट कम से कम ये तो कर लो. So we
Correct.
again shift from even though not like me, but at least there are some parameters, milestones even. We look at the child as a product literally. He
Hmm.
1 year mein he should start walking, he should start speaking by this age, he should
Thanks
show
to
this
the
skill set
million
by this
apps.
age. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
So there is
right
so
from the
much
time the child is in
knowledge.
your womb, there is this thing. The child looks like this, and your child is, developing this. So I think when the
Exactly.
child comes out, we expect the child to behave in a certain way. Like, you're supposed to
Yes.
meet this milestone. Like, what's wrong? Like,
Exactly. If you have done
mm,
all those Garbha Sanskar, then you have more, pressure on yourself.
correct.
Oh my God, why those Garbha Sanskar are not, showing any result? Why this is not happening? So we
Yeah,
look at a child literally as a product. It is very harsh on my part to say that, but it is the truth that we look at the child as a product, that he should adhere to this milestone by this age. He should do this by this age. He should do this class, that class. So we all get stuck into, what is good and bad, which is decided by the society for me and for my child and for my family.
yeah,
So when we try to actually break this myth, then we come into this consciousness that, yeah, fine, ऐसा नहीं हुआ तो भी it's okay. Even if my child can't read at the age of 5, 6, 7, it's okay. But he loves reading through me.
correct.
Love for reading is different, and whether he can read or not is
Yeah,
different. So am
true.
I having that level of consciousness to understand that? it is really important that I'm not putting my child into this funnel of, this milestones. Okay, you
Yeah.
go through this process and then only you
Correct.
are a good outcome. So
One more
something
thing I
that
would like
is,
to add. Yeah.
yes,
We have this, we're streamlined to think that academics is everything. Like, that is how the society will decide whether your child is intelligent or not. But actually,
yes,
there are 8 different intelligences. And if you can just find
absolutely,
out what your child is inclined towards, I mean, you can really push your child to success. I mean, without even being,
absolutely.
number one in
Yes.
academics. It's not
Exactly.
everything.
So the same point you're saying, being conscious about the fact that there can be so many types of intelligences which my child may show up. I just need to have that patience as to see कि मेरा बच्चा कब वो skill बताएगा. It is not necessary he would show at 1, 2. He may shoot up like a bamboo at the age of 8.
Mm,
I just need to have that patience. So it is really important, as you said, to be conscious, of this fact that my child is completely different than me. I need to give him an opportunity to explore his potential and
correct.
not about what I have thought of him.
Mm.
So that is really a very important when we look into the parenting myths.
So, what are the common mistakes that you've seen? Like, being a parenting coach, must have seen like this
Yeah.
keeps repeating a lot. So, what are the common mistakes that we can avoid, in our
Yes, the
quest to
major,
be conscious parents?
yes, the major common mistake which I look around is the invalidating the feelings and emotions of the child.
Mm,
Many times, right from the, maybe when the child is of 8 months, 9 months, we start saying, good boy, रोते नहीं है,
mm,
और अच्छा बच्चा है ना, चलो toy share कर लो. You invalidate the feeling whether child wants to cry or not, whether child wants to share or not, and then we invalidate with the background, with the particular thought process that I want to, empower my child with the
mm.
strong. I want to make him
Good
strong.
belief.
That's why
Yeah.
good boys doesn't cry. Okay, तो I keep on telling, वहां पे जाके डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. ऐसे कितने strong हो, you are so strong, don't cry, come on, don't be scared of going alone, or
Mm,
just go and ask any stranger what's the time or what's the, many things. Even the ball has gone
correct.
over there in the society while playing, we just say go and get it from uncle. The child doesn't want to go, the child is feeling shy, child says I don't want to go, but you are like, अरे आप तो कॉवर्ड हो क्या, अरे ऐसे थोड़ी करते हैं. And then
Mm,
we invalidate those feelings. Our intention is that the child should become strong, but
correct.
that intention really doesn't help, because what child perceives is the fact that, okay, am I covered, really am I getting scared, and that creates such a deep impact into the child's, mindset, because we never understand that, but the
Yeah.
child is carrying that particular thing in his mind for a long, for a long time, rather, I would say.
Correct.
So the
Correct.
first thing which we do is we invalidate, child's feelings or emotions with the purpose of making him, more stronger.
Mm,
And
true.
if I speak about the second mistake, the second very big mistake is the plenty of materialistic lifestyle and plenty of praise also.
Mm,
Nowadays, if you look at, the general parenting where both the parents are working, they praise their child so much that child perceives himself as something very great. Maybe suppose a girl child has, got ready, and her mother would say, wow, you are looking like princess, there is no one more smarter, more beautiful than you,
mm,
you are so beautiful. So continuously you are praising the child's looks, her dressing, her color of dresses, color of eyes, color of hair, texture of hair, to such a great extent that when that child actually faces the reality when she grows up,
mm.
it becomes really difficult for a child to really survive in this competitive
Okay.
environment. And such children may become aggressive also when it comes to the reality part. When say I always tell my child, you play a very good badminton or you play a very good chess or something like that, you are world's best badminton player. And when actually child goes to the school and fails into the competition, child cannot accept that, he starts blaming others for those things.
Mm-hmm.
So problem with plenty is that
So
most of
basically,
the parents,
praise, but don't flatter your
sorry,
child. Basically, praise
absolutely.
them, but don't flatter them. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I read one sentence is to praise to build the character of the child and not to, spoil the character of the child, something like that. So it is
Mm-hmm.
so true that am I praising to make my child feel more, confident, or am I praising to make my child feel happy about it? Whether
Correct.
I'm doing this to make my child very happy about himself, which is not true rather. So am I giving
Mm.
him the actual, factual position about what is his skill set, where he needs to improve? So these are,
Mm.
I think, the two major mistakes which we do when it comes to the parenting. If we could
Correct.
actually be the uh, be very honest with the child about what it is, then it becomes really easy for every one of us. Okay, this is the feeling, I accept it, let's go ahead with this. Okay,
Mm.
see, you are going wrong in this particular way of drawing, you can improve it here. So if that is the case, the child will automatically go into the positive mindset instead of,
Correct.
again going into the resistance. So I
Very
think these
well.
are the two major mistakes which every parent
That's
makes.
very insightful because I think it's very common, even just talking when we talk to our child, like don't do that, or you're a big girl. Big girl thing is like very
Yeah.
common, and especially when you have two kids and the older one,
Yes,
you I don't know
yes.
why, but you kind of expect the older one to be
Expect.
more mature somehow.
Behave like a elder,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like my
Exactly,
my
exactly.
older one was 2 years when we had our second one, and
Acha.
somehow it was just a very unconscious mindset of mine that now she's supposed to be more mature because she's the
Uh,
older one, but she's still two
exactly.
years old, and that
Yeah,
she's
absolutely.
still, after all, it's just she's just two, and she's just
Yes.
so what if she's an older sister, she's still mama's first
So we
baby.
start associating that child's individuality with the, entry of the second child, because
Correct.
we feel that okay, ये बच्ची तो बड़ी हो गई. कैसे बड़ी हो गई? She is growing up at her own age, at her own pace, with her own, set of all emotions, feelings,
Correct.
individuality, and then we
Correct.
confuse it with the other roles which that child is going to play in future.
Mm. And one more thing is, we think that
Yes.
0 to 1 years, there is no parenting, and parenting starts when they
Hmm.
start talking. When we have to manage them, that's when, because 0 to 1 we are managing everything. We're managing where they are
Right.
moved or what they're doing, and what they're
Right.
eating. But after one, it's now they start, if they start talking to us or reacting. So that's when we think parenting starts. But I had read a very beautiful thing when I had just given birth to my first one, about asking permission before the child goes for a massage. Like,
Absolutely.
I think that was like the most insightful thing that I read as a parent. It was so we had somebody else coming from outside to massage her, and can you imagine somebody, a stranger, just coming and touching your body?
Exactly.
And as
Exactly.
parents, we know that it's for the child's good, right? We know that, but the child
Yes.
doesn't know that, and they're not even
Doesn't
aware
know.
because. And the worst part is,
Because they're not
it's to
feeling.
happen.
Yeah.
It's to happen early in the morning when she's just out of sleep. So she's like barely out of sleep, and suddenly you open your eyes to a stranger already on your body,
Oh.
massaging you. So what I read is that you speak to the child and you tell your child what's going to happen. Like, read your
Yes,
child into
absolutely.
it. Like, now baby so and so's coming. We had a lady coming in. So we would take the name and
Exactly.
say that so and so auntie's coming and she's going to massage you, and that's
Yes.
very good for you. And you might feel it a little uncomfortable at
Yes.
the start. Yeah, but it's very good for your body, and try to enjoy it. And maybe I'll play some music for
Exactly.
you while go through your massage. And I
Right.
think that helped me throughout, like even when we would go to school, like if you're taking a
Yes,
child for the first time to a place,
absolutely.
you read your child into it, you tell your child what is going to happen, because it's completely new for them. So I think these small
Exactly.
keys really
You know,
prepare your
this
child.
technique
And
is this technique is called inform and perform. So in my parenting course, I definitely speak about this is inform and perform, and it is stage wise. Okay, so up to 3 years it is different, up from 3 to 5 it is different, and from five
Okay.
and above it is a little different. So as you
Mm-hmm.
said, I in fact tell many parents कि जब बच्ची छोटी है 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, one auntie takes her, then second auntie takes her, oh, so cute
Yeah.
baby and all. And the child keeps on crying and crying. So have I taken the consent of my child that, okay, beta, auntie is going to take you now. Do you want to go to auntie? She will take you very gently, then you will come back to mama. No, we have not taken the consent of child because we feel, अरे छोटा बच्चा है, उसको क्या समझता है, खेलो.
Yeah.
So it's really very important. I'll just give you one example of this. Is we recently shifted to inliner, that professional skates for our child. So those skates are quite said to be little troublesome initially. They
Okay.
give you a good a very bad rather what you say, foot bite. So they bite you.
Okay.
Shoe bite is very strong enough when it comes to the professional skates when you are using it for the first time.
Okay.
Then I was really hesitant to order it only for this fact that maybe 8 to 10 days my child will not be able to walk and all. But then what
Mm.
we did is I told my child, you keep on telling your body that my body, yes, my legs, my body, we are going to adjust to the new shoes very comfortably. And
Mm.
believe me, we never came to know how now the 2 months have passed. Only one small shoe bite was there on his right leg.
Wow.
And entire journey was so comfortable. So that is how you play with child's mind,
Mm.
his mindset.
It's not only for children,
So
Namrata, it's even for us.
for
Like
us
just
also,
just
absolutely.
telling our mind, it kind of overrules what the body feels.
Exactly. So that is how this universe has been operating, and that is how we should make our child rather operate, is giving them those positive vibrations through our consciousness, I guess.
Very, very insightful session, Namrata. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
And I'm sure that
My
so many parents that are
pleasure.
going to see it and have seen it now will
Yeah.
definitely benefit so that our children will benefit from it
Yeah,
ultimately.
absolutely.
Mm.
Thank you
Always a
so much
pleasure
for
talking to you,
having me,
Namrata.
dear. Thank you,
Thank you
dear.
so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you for
Bye.
your time also. Yeah, bye.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.